Everything he's done for you. You know, I said, you have a choice. You gotta choose. It's either her or your own life. And you know what? That stupid motherfucker chose you. It's not his gun, Angela. And if it's not his gun, then what does that say about your whole entire case, huh? Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You have now tuned into my power recap. Guys, make sure that you subscribe. I'm trying to get my phone over here. Whenever you like to share videos, let's get the conversation popping. All right, let's see about our shout outs from last week. So I saw that there was actually a lot of comments, so I'm gonna pick two. So Jasmine Robinson was like, what's up, Samore? Hey, boo, how you doing? Although Bailey, Greg's friend, is doing his best to get Greg's name cleared, him possibly meeting with Mike will get him hurt in the process. Girl, you were speaking nothing but the truth, but ironically enough, it wasn't with Mike, as we saw. And let's see who else. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, so Repairman Man. Okay. Was like, I could tell you about the whole season and how it ends, but I'll keep it on the hush. I got my connections. Yeah, please do keep it on the hush because I do not like spoilers ever. Like, all my friends that know me in real life, well, the few that I have, will tell you, like, I get pissed off when people tell me what's going to happen. Like, we can make our little speculations, but don't tell me what's really going to happen because you will get blocked. Like, seriously, I don't want to know. I like seeing things and building things up little by little. So that's that. Let's see if we got one more time. Let's see. All right. So Tamika Rivers was like, good episode. Hope Ghost gets out soon. He has two. Oh, he has two. He needed to suffer a bit. Tariq going crazy. He need help. They need to get rid of Kanan ASAP. I hate Angela. I hate Angela too. She pissing me off. It's like I like her, but she made me like not like her. And I heard that she's getting real life death threats. Like, people be doing the most. Come on. Like, where did we get to the point where people cannot know the difference between a show and real life? I think that social media has clouded people's judgment to the fact where they feel like people are too accessible. Now you're able to send people like tweets and, you know, Instagram messages and all these other stuff, and people just be getting carried away. I'm not sure like how she was getting it, but I saw a title that said that, and I'm just like, come on, people, y'all doing the most. Like, she's a character. She may be totally different in real life, you know? She's getting paid to be this person. All right, girl. So let's move on. So we start off with Jaime. I mean, he was working out looking sexy, honey. I mean, he was like, like, yes, move the muscles, boo. And, yeah, he's still in jail. Got a little orange jumpsuit on. And, yo, that cop is doing the most. He freaking, while Jaime was working out, he put the weights, what is it, a barbell? I don't know what the hell it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that goes like this. He put it on top of his neck, nearly freaking bust the man's windpipe. And I'm just like, oh, you doing the most right now. Like, it's not even that serious. What are you doing? So John, he found out about the deal with Angela, and he tried to pretty much called her out on it. And then he also put it out there that she needs to go back in and try to make another deal. She was like, she don't want to go back in. She don't want to do nothing. But I think the guilt is kind of getting to her. Because at that, like, you can't just turn off your love switch. Like, y'all went to Miami. You know, you freaking had fun in the sun. You got all these amazing memories. Homeboy took you to the museum. You know, even though his daughter almost was a casualty because of it with that little keychain thing. I mean, they still did it. Like, there were so many things that they shared in the short time that they were together. And you can't just, like, throw that all away just like that. And y'all knew each other since y'all was little. You know what I mean? Terry and Proctor, they meet with Jaime, and once again, Terry, I feel like he was just kind of judging him again. Like, I don't know, something about, like, Terry just irks me, but I feel like he wants to win So that's the only thing that would allow him to do his best job, is because he wants to win, and that's going to be under his belt. So if he could get him exonerated, you know, that's big for him right there, because this is a high profile case. It's in the news and everything. James, he kind of pushes James' buttons a little bit, and James kind of like, you know, goes off the handle, starts cursing. And he was like, that's exactly what the prosecution would need. All they need is for you to do something like that, is to go crazy, go, you know, berserk or whatever. And that's what they'll have it. Boom. They got you, okay? So you need to not do that, because that's going to be the angry black man theory, where he killed a cop because he was mad. You know what I mean? In cold blood. And they will use that against you and pretty much give you the needle after that. Julio meets with the Dominicanos. And the dude, the main dude, he was like real upset. I feel like I've seen his face before. I don't know if it was here. I don't know. Like faces, I'm pretty good with faces. It might have been in another show though. Just like with Tony Teresi, like I'm pretty sure I've seen him in another movie or something, because the faces just look so familiar. So yeah, he was angry about the fact that Tommy messed up one of his soldiers, Domingo, his legs. Because remember, he freaking ran him over. Like, that's on some next level joint. And he was just, you know, Julio, he's like, yo, you look like you don't got a handle on this dude. Like, he gives you a fake position and you running with it. You talking about, you know, respect you and stuff. But he was like, pero tú no le... Well, he was like, pero tú lo no tiene, okay? Let me put on my little Spanish right there, okay? Ya tú sabes. So yeah, he was pretty much like, you know, I don't see that you have any respect from where I'm sitting over here, you know, but you're trying to get it. So yeah, he kind of put a little bit of stuff into his head real quick. And Julio did go ahead and talk to Tommy about it, but Tommy just kind of was like, whatever, you know, he didn't really care about none of that stuff. And he was just like, psh, like, and this sounds like that's your problem. And if you're having a problem, that means that, you know, that's on you. And I was just like, he was like, that means that you're kind of like becoming my problem, and that can't happen. And I was like, Tommy, you doing the most right now. Like, you really not respecting homeboy. Like, Tommy, he's just he gets on my nerves sometimes. Like, I like him, but then sometimes I just can't stand him. Like, one of those people that, you know, it's like a family member that you love them, but you hate them at the same time because they piss you off. So now, Tommy, he also takes the opportunity at that moment to ask him why he was at or with the feds longer than Andre was. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, Andre told you this? And he didn't really confirm or deny it. He was just like, you know, watch yourself type of look. Later on, when Julio went to pick up the money from Dre for the club, he did confront Dre and ask him, like, yo, did you tell this dude something? He was like, nah, like, me and you was cool. And I'm like, yo, Andre, you straight up fake right now. I can't deal with all these fake people. What happened to loyalty? I mean, it seems like the only person they're all loyal to is freaking Jaime. It's Ghost. Tommy and Proctor meet to talk about Teresi. And Tommy, he's pretty much worried because he thinks that this drop could be like a setup or something. But he does come through. He does it. He does that first $20,000 drop to Connie. And, well, to the dude that works with Tony Teresi. And stuff is like weird. Like Tommy grilled him real quick, was trying to get under the dude's skin. And then Connie came out and she asked, like, who is that? And he was like, oh, I'm a friend of Tony. So she knew right there that something was up, because Tony doesn't really have any friends. And, you know, she's like one of the mob wives. You could tell by the way she was like, you know, you could just tell by the way they are. Like, they're just like, they got that Long Island Italian accent going on. And she was just like, nah, he ain't got no friends. And then, like, after he leaves, dude, Tony's friend calls him up to let him know, like, everything's all good. Yeah, things was right. And then he was like, yo, he's the one. And I'm over here like, yo, is this his father or something? Like, something don't seem right. Like, why is he so invested in Tommy? You know what I mean? And Connie heard that part. She was like, yo, who's the one? What? She was like, tell me. She was like, me and him ain't have no secrets over all these years that we've been together. Let me know what's going on. And he was like, don't worry. You don't need to know too much. He was like, I'm going to do what I got to do. Go call up your doctor. Tell them that you're good right now. And that's it. So the dude just pretty much left. So we don't really have any confirmation. But that's what I'm kind of thinking that it could be, is that he's possibly his son or something like that. Maybe he had some little dealings when he used to like give Tommy's mother crack or something like that. You know, maybe he was feeling her at one point, because I mean, she's a pretty lady. So I'm thinking something like that must have happened. Following that, Angela and Tasha meet up because Angela reached out to her, but she was pretty much trying to get Tasha to be used as a go-to scapegoat type of thing. Not scapegoat, I don't know if that's the right word, but y'all know what I mean. Like, she was trying to use her and trying to put her into the fire and have her turn against Ghost. But Tasha's loyal to a fault, so she's just like, you know, she tried to put things out there that she had a feeling that Tasha wouldn't know, like, oh, the fact that she gave him a deal that could possibly help her to stay out of jail, and he didn't take it. And he's just like, and she was like, I know. She was like, he didn't do it because he didn't take it because he didn't do it. And she just kind of like played it off, even though at the back of her head, she's like, I'm gonna get this mother effer. Like, he trying to hold shit for me? Really? Stuff that could possibly help me? All right, I got you, boo. I got you. So yeah, she pretty much like just goes back to him at another point in time, and she just confronted him about it. Like, yo, your friend came and tried to give me a little gift, and she said that she offered you the same gift, you know, and you need to let me know about these things. Like, she checked him real quick. Like, don't be holding out, because I'm gonna find out some way, somehow, especially if it's something that could possibly help us and the kids. Lakeisha sees that Tommy was sleeping on Tasha's couch, and she instantly starts feeling that insecurity, because this is how things always happen with her. She gets something good and Tasha takes it away, you know, and she's worried that this one thing that she has that's good, finally, you know, she got a boss on her side. You know, Tommy's ride or die, and he's not no little, like, he got a blizzard going on down there. You know what I mean? So she ain't trying to be losing him right now. And she's just like, oh, you know, what dude you got on your couch sleeping in your house? And she was like, oh, it's just Tommy. It ain't nothing. And she was like, do you think it's a good idea for him to be here while Ghost is in jail? She's like, that's Ghost's idea. Like, and she's like, I really don't, and plus I don't even care what he thinks right now. And Keisha's just like, all right, take it in the back of her head. You know, everybody's clocking stuff in the back of their head, even though they're not saying it right away. So she does see him, well, even before that, let's talk about. So they did have another trial, right? And this time it was to dismiss the gun, because, you know, it just don't seem right. And plus, Jaimes is going hard with the fact that this was not his gun. Like, he's not letting that go, because, I mean, who wants to say, yes, I did it? Yes, I'm taking this. Like, I totally, like, commend him for staying true to his word, because a lot of times people and these cops will make it seem like there's no other way. We got so much against you. You know what I mean? And that's the point where it's just like, all right, they got so much against me. My back is up against the wall. They about to kill me. Let me just say, no, F that. I'm not going down because you want to have somebody to say was guilty. Like, nah. And he's sticking to that, and he's going hard with that. He's not gonna go down as somebody who killed somebody that he didn't do. You know, let it be called stubborn. Let it be called, you know, just knowing your self-worth and not trying to go down for something. Like, that's not something you want your name to be associated with if it's not something you did. And I don't blame him for that, you know. I commend you, man. Keep doing you. Just don't get killed in the process, bro. All right, so Proctor, he puts out there that Jaime was framed, and the black dude, the black cop, he was the one that is possibly the mole. And he's the reason why, and like, everybody was reporting to him, and, you know, things just don't seem right. And then the black dude, he was like, wait, what? He was like, his mother effers like you out here that don't let us be able to put the bad guys away. Like, he just went off. And Terry Silverman was in Jaime's ear like, that's exactly what we was talking about. The whole angry black man persona. That's what you don't want to look like. But let me tell you something, that sure helped his case, because we're going to see in a little bit what exactly happened. They were like, okay, we're going to take all this into consideration, into account. We'll resume and talk about this later. Okay? So now Lakeisha, she's starting to get jealous, like I said, about everything. And she did ask Tommy, why he's staying at her house. And he was just like, I'm doing it for the kids. It's because James wants me to be there for them. And she was like, well, I got a kid. The fuck? Like, you ain't staying at my house. What's up with that? And I guess they talked it out, and had a little makeup sex or whatever, heat of the moment, passion, show all the boobies, nice perky post-operation boobies. It's funny because, like, when you get big, that's when everybody wants to surface your old photos. And I just seen some old photos of homegirl, because it was funny, because I was like, yo, her butt is looking extra perky. I mean, I don't know when she got her butt done, but it looked like it's sitting up a little more. Maybe she got a little, like, inflated a little bit more, or pushed up a little more, but it looks even better than when she was on her show. That's from what I remember. And I seen some pictures of her back in the MTV TRL days, and she had no body at all. Like, even my little, like, straight little body with the little baby booty looks better than what I saw that she had back in the day. So she definitely had that after baby body. She did her a Black China real quick. She got with the right man back in the days. She got what she needed to get done, and now they're done. So yeah, they had a little steamy sex. I mean, it's good we still get to see some sex, because, we ain't seeing ghosts having sex with nobody right now. Unless Angela breaks into the cell now that she knows that he didn't do it, and, has some kind of little connections and has some little visit. But, that would be kind of cool. But I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, we still get to see a little bit of freaky action. I don't want to see Tariq and that girl have sex. I don't, because, ew. That's like seeing my son. Ew, no. So, yeah, Tariq, he's at one of his rich friends' house. He gets the code again. Like, now he's getting into this whole, I'm going to keep on giving these dudes a connect so that they can rob stuff. And soon from now, stuff is going to be known that it's missing. You know what I mean? Because, this is the second time that they did this? Wasn't it the same house, or was that a different house? Like, come on. I think people are going to know when they see their TV and all this other crap missing, and you were the only one there. And then he's giving the boy the lean drink so he can get hooked on it too. And I'm just like, Tariq. I don't even know what to say. Like, Tariq, that's all I can say. So things are literally falling apart. The tuition for the kids didn't go through. The principal, she's an asshole. Like, we seen her before. Like, all she thinks about is money, and this is not helping. So she's just like, well, the money didn't come in, and I'm going to give y'all a week to put the money in, or the kids are going to get suspended. And that's just it. And I'm like, after they done paid all these contributions and did all this extra stuff, put money probably into your pocket, this is the way you treating them? You ain't want them in there in the first place, because there's not that many black kids in that school. That's the problem. So now Lakeisha's salon gets shut down. She was just about to, I think, open up the spot. The feds come. They put a paper on there, an embarrassing paper to just kind of let you know it was seized by the court. And the Truth was also getting shut down. Andre's just like, yo, this is crazy. And when Andre goes to drop the cash to Kanan, he tells him, like, yo, stuff is getting real. Truth just got shut down, so I don't know how I'm going to bring you the money. He was just, well, that sounds like a you problem. So you need to take care of it. You need to do what you got to do. And he also sees that Tariq is up in there. He's just like, Tariq, why is he there? He was like, yo, he's here to have fun. He tells Tariq to leave, but Tariq just ain't paying him no mind, because Tariq see the little fatty girl over there, and he's just like, nah, I'm good. So now Tariq is starting to smoke weed. He had his first puff, and it looked like he about to get his first something else. Okay, because the girl that was feeling him, she ends up going with him into the room. and they look like they about to get down and dirty. She's all like putting his hands between her legs, and she's just like, she's done this because she wants to do it. And I'm just like, she mad loose. Like, she looked like she probably was doing Kanan too. The way they was looking at each other. Like, you better be strapping up if you about to be hitting that, because she seemed like the community type. I mean, I'm just saying. And she was asking him stuff about him and about his life and where he lived and stuff like that. And she's just like, well, why are you here? You know, and she was like, pretty much her family don't care about her. And it's just like even though they're both black, they have two totally different lifestyles. And that's the same thing like with Terry Silverman and James st.Patick. Even though they're both black, they both grew up two different ways, you know? So now Bailey, he meets up with Proctor at his house because he's going to let him hear the recording. Proctor messed up because he's still speaking to Tommy, and he told Tommy that Bailey has some news that could possibly, you know, be negative against him or whatever. And this part made me so freaking pissed off. So he's listening to the recording. He's listening to it. Here's all this stuff that could really put Tommy away for a long time. And Proctor effed up by having Tommy in his house. Tommy's a freaking loose cannon, comes and freaking kills off the man. Like, he literally stabs him up. And I'm just like, Tommy, what are you doing? This is so stupid. And Proctor's like, yo, what is your problem? How dare you? Like, he's like, this is an agent, like a federal agent. I guess this Homeland Security. He's like, this is not good. He was like, well, I had to do what I had to do. And I see that he's trying to make you, like, you know, flip the script and make Ghost flip against me. He was like, that's not going to happen. And I'm just like, damn. He was like, now we both in this together. And I'm just like, oh my God. So now Proctor has to find a way to clean up the mess, you know, clean up the laptop and all that stuff. And it's crazy right now. Like, just got really real. It got really, really real. So Tariq and Jaime, they have a little meeting in jail. Tariq asks to see Tommy, and James kind of flips the script on him real quick. Like, you know what, you're not going to see any of my friends. And on top of that, and he tells him about his murder case, and he knows that him and this other dude murdered this dude. And yeah, he's like, you know, I'm in here for forever, for life, pretty much. He was like, what about your next trial? And he was like, what about Connie? So that kind of, you know, got to Tariq real quick, because this chick is his heart right there. So he was just like, don't talk about Connie. And yeah, he pretty much got the leverage he needed to stop all them little payments. I mean, it was right on time, because right now it looks like he ain't going to be able to be doing them payments anyway, because all the assets is seized, you know? But he didn't really know about that at that moment anyway. So we have another trial, and that's when Silverman kind of lets him know, Silverman and Proctor lets him know that his assets were seized. And they're like, why would this happen? And he was like, he doesn't know. He's like, what could they find in your assets? And he's like, I don't know. There's a whole ton of things he could find in your assets if they really, really look properly. I mean, come on. But we're not going to say that in court. So, then they're like, they must have something. The prosecution must have something. They hand the judge a folder, you know, one of the manila folders real quick. And the judge is like, okay, we're going to meet in my chambers. We're going to have the inmate return to the cell, and we're going to discuss. Honey child, they discuss, and it's bad and good news. The bad news was that whoop, whoop, they took Proctor off the case. And that's because they're saying that he's also represents Tommy, and that's the reason why pretty much Jaime didn't take the deal, was because they're connected and it's a conflict of interest. They also state that he's been seen with Tommy recently, so yeah, it's not a good look right now. So he has to be taken off the case. So now Silverman, who doesn't even really care for James like that, is going to be the main person on the case. But like I said, the good thing about that is that he's a winner. He wants to win. So that's the saving grace in all of this. And the bad news about it, I mean, the good news, I said the bad news already. The good news is that the gun got thrown out. So, even though we had a downfall, we got a score. So that makes it all the harder to just put this out there. Maybe he might even get bail now because of this. Because, I mean, that was one of the main things. If you don't have a gun, then how valid is your case after that? So following that, Proctor, he pretty much has to break the news to James that he's not going to be his lawyer anymore. He ends up, like, they said that he had a visitor. And he goes to see, like, who's this random visitor coming to see me? And he sees Proctor there on the other side of the glass. So he's like, hold on, wait a minute. What is going on here? Is this a sick joke? Why are you out here and not back there with me? He was like, he told him, what happened, what went down. And he's like, I'm pretty much off the case now. So now your only chance is Silverman. And no matter what, despite the fact that you may not care for him, he's your last hope. So y'all gonna have to come together. I mean, power. Black power. Y'all gonna have to put y'all differences aside and y'all gonna have to really work together on this. So, he was just like, I wasn't even gonna take the deal regardless because that's my boy. I wasn't gonna take it. So that's stupid for them to put it. He's like, it's pretty much because he's winning. He's doing so well that they're pissed off and they're trying to find anything to kind of mess up the case. They mad. They tight, y'all. This is what happens when people be winning. When you winning, they try to pull you down. They try to find anything to take you down, honey. And that's exactly what the prosecution team was doing. They got tight, okay? Especially now that the damn freaking gun, they're going to go even harder because they don't even have any solid evidence anymore. So Proctor, on a drunken rage after he goes to the bar, tries to drown his pissed off, insecurities away. He's mad right now. He's pissed. So he drowns his sorrows in beer or whatever he was drinking. Or effing, that liquor, that vodka. And he goes to see Angela. And she's like, how do you even know where I live? What are you doing here? She was like, you're drunk. Go home. And he tells her, he was like, this is crazy because I might get barred or suspended because of this. Because they're filing a motion against me or whatever they're doing, the technical legal terms. And she's like, you know why? That's because you're going hard for somebody who's guilty. And he was like, the crazy thing about it is I told this mother effer it's either you or his life. And this stupid ass mother effer chose you. He was like, there is no gun. That's the crazy thing about it. And if there's no gun, then what does that say about the validity of your case? And she was just, she was taking it all in. She's trying to keep a straight, face. Like, just get the F out of here. And then once she closed the door, she's like, could I have messed up? Like, could I? Is it possible? You know what? Let me go ahead. She texts Daryl real quick. Asks for the surveillance footage. She gets the surveillance footage, looks it up, and she realizes at no point in time did James ever go to that cabinet to put a gun in there. So she's like, and she sees that it was reviewed by Sandoval. And she's like, there's no gun. Oh shit, there's no gun. So y'all, just got real. It just got real, y'all. Like, I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. I'm freaking excited. It left me kind of like with a feeling of anxiety. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let me know what you think about this down below. This episode was sick. I mean, seriously, I was just like, yes. Like, I was over here like on Snapchat, like, my God, I don't want to tell you guys because it's early in the morning. It's only 11 o'clock right now. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put this up. I'm not going to put no spoilers. But this straight is crazy. Guys, definitely let me know what you thought about it below for your chance to be featured on my next one. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Laters.